Hey guys, Ulti-Wolf here. Carbon dialogue glitch. Okay, now has no option but
Aiden.
there it goes.
Aiden.
Alright, here we go. Oh, that's Frank. Alright, just gonna... Doop.
You alright?
I think so. Yeah. Waltz wasn't here. And they know we're eavesdropping on them.
I know.
You know?
Someone tried to tip me off, but the warning came too late. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, my infection just flared up. The renegades were talking about some GRE doctor from the bazaar. Waltz is looking for him too.
Former GRE in Old Villador? I'll look into it.
Who tried to tip you off?
Well, that's the strangest part. It was Hakon. He wants to meet with you.
I thought he left the city.
Well, he's still kicking, and he'll be waiting for you at the church on St. Paul Island. He's got the goods on Waltz. And hell, maybe he knows something about Lawan, too.
Why do you think he knows anything about Lawan?
First of all, because she was after him. But also, because it's much more complicated than that. You see, the last time she went off radar like this was when this fucker dumped her. So, if she's not answering now, I'm getting really worried this is something more, and Hakon could be involved.
What do you mean, something more?
I'm afraid she's found a lead on Hakon, and she means to hunt him again. Which means she could get herself into trouble. Do you know what really made the Night Runners special, Aiden? I mean, true heroes. It wasn't the inhibitors, not the strength or speed they granted us. For the Night Runners, it was balance that set us apart. Self-control. That's why Lawan couldn't become a Night Runner. Not because she was too young. She was the fastest, braver than a lot of my men. But she couldn't achieve balance.
Self-control. This should be good.
Don't laugh. We used inhibitors, but they didn't use us. We had to focus on mental and emotional strength. not just physical abilities. Balance. Physical strength is important, but it's what you do with it that determines what kind of human being you are. That's why Hakon's betrayal hurt us so much.
I'll go meet with Hakon, Frank. You try and find out what happened to Lawan. Just remember, they're listening to you two.
Will do, Aiden. Be careful. Who knows what Hakon is up to? I'm going back to the fisheye. Good luck.
Okay, so while we were working through that dialogue, I was continuously questioning.
Message 1. Received April 30th, 2023 at 12:33 p.m.
Oh no!
Well, thunderstruck, ain't ya? Didn't I tell you it was all gonna get fucked up, didn't I? And you just laughed at the idea. Crank, freak, fearmonger, everything is under control. But who's laughing now, dumbass? Feeling stupid now? I said it was gonna get fucked up. And it did. Now, buy a case of vodka and get your fat ass over
This
here.
game,
If we're going to say goodbye to the world, let's have ourselves a fucking party.
this game is not fiction. It's a documentary on future events. Yeah, while we were talking to Frank, I was taking several quizzes to try to really figure out where I am psychologically. Like, I don't want to be a furry, but at the same time, I'm questioning whether I am. Some of them came up as furry, some of them came up as Therion.
Inhibitor container detected.
I haven't even heard of a Therion before. Apparently it's someone that actually believes they're an animal. That used to be me. Used to. I've sort of chilled out since then. Like, a deep psychological connection. Sorta. But, yeah. That it would be a good description for, like, 12-year-old me. Not modern-day me. Yeah, and some of them did come up as furry, so I am definitely like a one of the two, like, sort of, I think maybe a mixture. Hush now. Do not have enough scrap. that, yeah. Some sort of like a, I guess a mixture? I am, this is only causing me to question myself further. Hmm. You know what I should do? Once I get enough space on my laptop, I should make a video of me taking various quizzes to see what weird things come up. Not just furry stuff, like the psychopath tests. What other weird stuff is there? Okay. Personality quizzes. Stuff like that. Just whatever I can find. Oh, hello. Swiped me once. Died because of it. This reminds me of this one story I saw on a post on Reddit. Man hurls racial slurs at FedEx driver. Dies once he's punched back. Is it just me, or is the damage of the crossbow increasing alongside my level? I'm really gonna need to stock up on throwing knives, because every time, because they're like shivs in Last of Us when you're using them on clickers. Once you use one to stab, it just takes it away. That's new. Yoink, that, and that. Gonna try to quickly swipe this. Back off, back off. Bunk, 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 boom. Orange crystal core. I wonder, are there very hard locks? Because I've only encountered easy, medium, and hard, but no very hard. Doink, doink, and doink. I'm not sure they're blitzing through or stealthing it is faster. on, you do some. Where are my lockpicks? Where? No, why is shift acting like caps lock? Where are my lockpicks in my inventory in Dying Light 2? Resources. That doesn't seem to... Okay, how to drop lockpicks in Dying Light 2. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to purposely break some picks. Did you just go for my higher tier ones first? I think it did. God darn it. Okay, let's snap this last one then. Alright. So now we craft more lockpicks and I should be able to force it. Here is something that I... Here's some I directly quote from an article on PCGamer.com. I picked up Dying Light 2's bash skill pretty early. I'd already grabbed the sprint skill. Yes, sprinting usually not sold separately when it comes to action heroes requires a skill unlock. And the bash skill lets you turn sprinting into an act of violence. Also, nope, that did not work. Hang on. Let me try. Whoa! Ah! Yo! I did not know you could do that. No, I do not want to go to Desmos. Why are so many of my tabs broke? Okay, let's see here. So okay. So I'm going to stop upgrading stamina at 16, which is now. Then I'm going to spend all my other upgrades into health. Until it reaches 16. Then I'll have a very, very important choice to make when it comes to achievements. Also, I'm pretty sure there are more than enough inhibitors in the city to max out both stats, so you can only collect so many. Like, you cannot collect all of them in a single run. So then, can I... Well then! I didn't need to upgrade my lockpicks. I could have saved a bunch of trophies. Wow. That's awesome. What if the door is locked on the other side? Can I just bash through it still? No, I cannot. For obstructed doors, you still have to open it normally. That sucks. I'll need to be quick as the flash with this. I have about 2.5 in-game hours. No, 1.5 in-game hours. Night. Nope, see ya. Oh, the car. New piece of gameplay tech under my belt. Nope, see ya. In, and we good. Let's go! I just completely clutched that. Hold up. You find this inhibitor. No, why would you do that? So why do you have the ability to equip the grapple hook into an accessory slot if you can just equip it in a very similar way as to how you equip binoculars? There's a safe nearby, I know it. This definitely seems like the kind of place for a safe. My game, like when I actually get around to making a game, like when I actually learn how to code and stuff, it's gonna be an indie game. And it's gonna have a built-in achievement system. Some of the achievements will seem impossible at first, but once you know how the game works, you'll be able to get them done. For instance, complete the game without performing any glitches. The main aspect of the game is performing glitches. You want to know how you're going to be able to get around that? Oh yeah, you'll be required to perform glitches in order to beat the game. There will be no workaround for that, but there'll still be an achievement for it. How you're going to get that achievement is through glitches. So basically what'll happen is that there will be a glitch that allows you to make the game think that you haven't performed any glitches. And that'll be the trick to getting the achievement. Jeez, Aiden. What just happened? Oh yeah, the glitch canceling glitch will be also be an intentional glitch. So basically, I want to make a movie and a game to go with my book. Yes, all three of them will be the same story. Yes, this does make them, at first, seem like, what's it called? Hang on. Okay, that doesn't help. What is a movie based off of another piece of media called? Tie-in? Adaptation? I think it's adaptation. Okay, what is a movie? What is the movie remake of a book called? Yeah, film adaptation. They'll all seem like adaptations of the movie and game will seem like adaptations of the book. When at first that may seem intentional, but as you get further in, that'll start to change. There will be differences in each that start off small, but end up getting bigger and becoming more relevant to the plot as it goes on. For instance, the first major piece of this is during, if I remember correctly, the 4th chapter of the book. And in my book, I refer to chapters as sequences. Just as a little side note, make it a little more detached from most other books. A little more unique. And each sequence, what I'm doing with this is I'm able to separate each sequence, like each chapter, into several mini chapters. Basically, each major chapter can either be a completely, can either start once the characters reach, or once the characters enter a completely different location, or at a major point in the story. Now each mini chapter or sub-sequence will start once the characters reach a new minor location, like go outside from a building or something. And that's always location based. It's never based off of the plot, like points in the plot. But basically, during the 4th chapter, okay. So, just as a side note, this what I'm about to explain does happen at the very beginning of the story for each. Basically, what happens is that during the intro, which what I have planned for the movie, basically a cliche. What is it? A cliche fake out. Like, you know, the whole probably wondering how I got here thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, except it's gonna be a fake out where it's not even, that just doesn't happen. Like, it'll seem like it at first, but then it'll just stop midway through. Like, hey, I am the main character. Probably wondering how I got here. Well, that does not matter. That is not what we're here for. Just something along the lines of that. No, but that isn't really how the book goes. You know what? Yeah, I can change the... I'm already massively revamping the plot of the book to make it clearly stand... Because, like, originally it was like a... strange crossover fan fiction. Like, super cringy. Then again, it was my, like, first real attempt at making a book. Like, it started off as just a small assignment. I decided it was getting too long, gave it its own document, separate from the assignment it was originally from. And then just continued adding onto it. Basically, that story would have each prompt, or would have a prompt, would include, each new part of the story would include a prompt, one of the 3 prompts from, basically, it was for my language arts teacher. His name was Mr. Cafaro. Definitely one of my favorites. One of my favorite 7th grade teachers. Basically, he had us do a weekly assignment known as a daily quick write, where we'd have 3 prompts, and we'd have to make like a mini story that includes one of the prompts, like an event or a quote or something like that. There would be 3 different prompts to choose from. I would take one of the 3 prompts and incorporate it into the story and just add on to the story like that. I would share almost every time. I didn't really have any regrets at the time, like, because how about like how cringy it was. Yeah, thinking about it now, it is so cringy. Yeah, I'm completely changing that. Some character backstories, like, I can sort of change, but to really keep the magic of like the original, like of the personality type of the character, like without. Like, if I change the backstory too much, that's just gonna outright change the character. Like, for instance, Jake, Ulti-Wolf, the Ulti-Wolf of 41323. Yeah, originally came from, like, he's a character I made in Sonic Forces. Like, I want to change it, but at the same time, it's kind of important. Meaning that I can't really fully detach it from the original source. But some of the other characters I'll definitely need to like swap out. Like that entire 4th chapter is going to be completely changed. Like pretty much all the chapters are going to be completely changed. They're going to have the same general flow. Like, for instance, Chapter 1 is an awakening. Speaking of which, I'm going to need to split Chapter 1 into 2 new chapters, because, well, it's 2 different cluster verses. And generally each chapter starts when the characters enter a different cluster verse. So yeah, that's gonna need to be split up. Okay, I think you can only use Survivor Sense when your weapon is out. But yeah, the first chapter, which is gonna be split into 2 chapters in the final version. Character awakens and then gets sent off to a different area where they meet some friends. What I currently have for the first book is sort of like a mishmash of many different styles of storytelling from me, like differing points of view, differing writing styles, it's all over the place. Yeah. And the final version is going to be a lot more consistent with that. But yeah, it's got old and new plot points mixed in there. Like, originally, Anti-Wolf was the big bad. Eventually, I decided... you know what? Felines aren't really that bad. Because I have 4 cats, 3 at my mom's, 1 at my dad's. The one I have at my dad's, Luna, I love to death. Like, she is so sweet and innocent. And one of the 3 at my mom's, Izzy, she's a fatty. My younger brother refuses to believe it and calls my dog Emmett fat. When in reality, yeah, Emmett's a little chubby. Izzy's definitely quite chubby. Hello there. Would you like to die? Actually, no, better plan. Why don't you become an infected? And help me murder your friends. Okay, what do I need to make 4 infected arrows? Works for me. How many of you are there? Leave me alone! Shoot! But, yeah, eventually I decided you know what? Maybe felines aren't so bad, so I sort of shifted away from felines being the main antagonists. That's when I created Trans Deltator and the other members of the Five, which I'm glad I did. Amplitude is a really interesting character. He really cares for his brothers. Oh yeah, each member of the Five, like all 5 members of the Five are called the Five because they always stick together. This is because they are all brothers. They are quintuplets. Yeah, Amplitude is really worried about his other brothers, especially Trans Deltator, which was the leader. He, with the big event that happened with him, I eventually decided this is also the birth of the Feline King. Basically what I decided is that Trans Deltator was originally a good guy. Anyways, I decided, and the Trans Deltator was a good guy fighting with an ancient version of the main protagonist, who's a surprisingly minor character. Alright, you three, fight amongst yourselves. I am gone. Yeah, basically, there was another bit. This is, as I said, this is the birth of the Feline King. Basically, what happened is that during the ancient times, before there was a clusterverse of 3V and 2I, which I theorize to be our clusterverse, if my interpretation of multiverse and timeline is correct, we, as humans, tend to think that we are the main thing, so, or we are the, so like the main characters of our universe, so we just assume that this is true for every other universe if more were to exist. Like, so everything's just human-centered. I changed that. Basically, my interpretation of multiverse and timelines is that if it's a thought, it exists. Now, these thoughts that can have of worlds that have drastically different properties, these can basically just be other timelines. Basically, each major category is just... I already opened this. Man, I have terrible memory. Basically, each major thing is just a different category of property toasting. It's basically the timeline, or their timeline clusters. Timeline clusters are groups of timelines that are very similar in nature. I'm still debating whether timeline clusters can exist within timeline clusters or not. I want that to be the case, because, like, the movie, game, and book are all very similar, and they all have alternate timelines in their time that are in a timeline cluster.
Inhibitor container detected.
It's, yeah, so... Then, there are timelines, which are basically the main baseline, starting grounds for properties. They basically give a vague base for every iteration of the multiverse to work with when it comes to properties.
Container detected.
So then there are multiverses. Multiple iterations of the multiverse can simultaneously exist within a single timeline. And each one can have varying properties. Then there are clusterverses or universes. Universes are surprisingly rare. Like, individual universes are surprisingly rare. Because this would imply that every action within that universe, if all were to occur, they would not conflict with each other. Meaning that no universe, meaning that the universe would not have to split itself into several in order to meet all possible outcomes. No dialogue glitch. Well, I guess we're restarting the game again. Well, I'll be starting in yet another stream, and I'm gonna be turning off subtitles, I guess. Well, see you soon. Hang on, I'm gonna quickly turn off subtitles real quick. Alright, now I'm restarting the game.